Stop me if you've heard this one before, but the Denver Broncos just convinced another stud free agent to join the Denver Broncos over 17 other franchises? Wait, I thought Sean Payton was just John Gruden reincarnated and he just killed every locker room he went into. No, he's the actual GOAT. Why he chose the Broncos, what it means for our future going forward, other great news when it comes to the NFL draft. That and way more in this video. If you're new to the channel, I'm a diehard Denver Broncos fan named Ben, and it helps me in the YouTube algorithm out a ton if you like the Broncos, if you would like and subscribe. So here's the news of the day is that the Broncos are getting another Franklin and another captain-like talent on this team. We know that with our prior free agent haul, Sean Payton glowed about Tufanga and Greenlaw and Ingram and said they're all captain-type players, and we're getting another special teams-type captain. This is going to be a safety, but primarily a special teams player. His name is Sam Franklin. He's played for the Panthers, so he has a lot of familiarity with our current special teams coordinator, special teams assistant coach there, Darren Rizzi. And the news of the day here is that he chose the Broncos over 17 other teams who had the exact same offer on the table. So that's fantastic news because of those, you know, some of them are probably places where he has a chance to compete for safety. We know that PJ Locke has that firmly locked up behind Tufanga. We know Tufanga is like a Pro Bowl type player, an all-pro type player, and his chances of cracking the actual roster playing safety is very, very minimal. So this is fantastic to me that he chose your Denver Broncos with knowing that he is relegated to that special teams role. And he chose it because he knows that we are a winning franchise. He knows that Sean Payton has completely changed the culture here. He knows that if you're going to hitch your wagon to somebody, do it to Sean Payton and to Bo Nix. So now you are talking Evan Ingram, who visited us and visited San Diego and chose your Denver Broncos. You're talking Dre Greenlaw, despite the fact that multiple $1 million Pro Bowl, amazing coach and GM in John Lynch roll up on his house in Texas and say, please come back, we'll give you more money. He chooses your Denver Broncos. We know Cooper Kupp, as reported by Adam Schefter, wanted to go to the Denver Broncos, and yet we decided not to go for him. We know Micah Parsons this offseason said the Broncos had the best defense in the NFL. You are starting to see a theme here, and this is why it should not be surprising to you whatsoever that the Broncos are going to win the AFC West next year. So just absolutely fantastic news. And while his primary role is really going to be, as Ryan Edwards said, he is an elite gunner on special teams. And the fact that Darren Rizzi played against him in the NFC South for all those years and went out and got him is a fantastic sign. And when he has been thrown into the safety role, you've seen him do some pretty cool stuff, including this 99-yard pick six against Kirk, the captain. You like that, Cousins. So, not quite as cool as Pat Surtain's pick six for 99 yards because his was 100-something, 102, but you'll take it. And if that is your special teams gunner, that's fantastic. There are some hilarious videos going around Twitter of him being in scrums after it and just being that hard-nosed type of player that the Broncos got in a Dre Greenlaw and got in a Hufanga. And I just love the fact that he was choosing your Denver Broncos over 17 other teams. That's fantastic. Other reason to be really bullish on the Broncos this coming offseason is a great little article here written on DNVR about how this is Bo Nix's first time in 5 years of having the same offensive coaching staff year to year. And we already know he is a no-nonsense, no-party type of dude. He's married to Izzy Smoke. He has a house that in a old folks community where he's not going out partying and all he cares about is ball. And now he's going to have consistency for the first time in most of his football life. You're talking half of a decade that Bo Nix has had some change, whether it's he's going to a new system, going from Auburn to Oregon or Oregon to Denver, or even just his team moving on and changing. So I think that is really, really cool news. Mel Kiper's mock draft came out. I'm curious what all y'all think about this. I'm going to do my official mock draft in the next couple of weeks here. And in his latest mock draft, he has the Denver Broncos. He has Ashton Jeanty going to the Vegas Raiders at pick number 6, which I think, now that I have really, really stirred on it, I think that is way too high for the Raiders to be picking a running back when they have so many other needs. I would not be opposed if Ashton Jeanty makes it past the Bears at 10 with the Broncos making a run at him. But as I think of Terrell Davis being a late round dude, thinking of all the players, CJ Anderson, you have all these Denver running backs who we've just pulled off of a scrap heap that no one else has believed in, that we've turned into like franchise face players and running backs, that in this running back class is so deep that I think how Mel Kiper's here plays out would actually be really, really sick, although I'm not convinced in the player he has us getting. So he has us getting Tet McMillan from Arizona. And he's the guy who goes up and is just he's 6'4", and he's like an acrobat in the air and does like crazy catches, amazing, like see ball, go get ball. But I feel like he is very redundant to what we already have in Cortland Sutton, and then that's redundant in what we have already in Devon Vele. So I love the idea of a receiver now in the first round, but I'm not sure Tet McMillan is the dude. I wonder, is it Golden instead, or is it Luther Burden, the guy everyone compares to a Deebo Samuel who's young? And I think when you look at like why I think running backs just aren't as valuable to a team as a wide receiver, just look at the contracts here, that the highest paid receiver or running back in all of football gets 20 a year, and the highest paid receiver in all of football gets 40 a year. And there are way more, like you got to go all the way here to Mike Evans. Like Christian Kirk is almost making as much as Christian McCaffrey. And that's just absolutely crazy. And you just look here, we broke it down the other day, the fact that how many running backs who were drafted in the first round aren't even with their team anymore. The only one from the past 10 years is Bijan Robinson, and he had a decent year there, but not the type of year where you're like getting him with trading up to the 10th pick. Now, Ashton Jeanty could be a total game changer and a difference maker. Again, I'll be doing my mock draft, but I am not opposed whatsoever to the Broncos landing a wide receiver at the 20th pick, and I think it would just set us up for years to come. Already, I think our offense is going to be cooking with gas next year, knowing that we have a middle threat now in Evan Ingram, and I think it's going to be a night and day difference. I think our running game is going to look way better next year because Bo Nix is going to have a whole year with this offense. We have a middle of the field threat, and now we're going to have a threat at running back. So I think our running game's already going to be better next year, and we could probably land a stud in picks rounds 2 through 6, like they said. But we're gonna watch all that. Last piece of news here, because I do have an absolute love, and all I listened to today was Denver Nuggets news, and so I'm just going to throw this in here and make comparisons to the Denver Broncos, because I know the Venn diagram of folks who love the Broncos and the Nuggets, it's not right. Like there's not a ton of overlap. So I won't go too Nuggets specific, but less than 2 years after winning the NBA Finals, the Denver Nuggets fire their head coach, the only coach to ever give us an NBA trophy, right? We won the NBA championship 2 years ago, and already the Nuggets fire their coach with 3 games remaining, which the DNVR guys made the metaphor really that this would be like firing your coach in the NFL at halftime of the game before the playoffs start. Like that's how last second this was. And I think the biggest takeaway here is that Vic Lombardi, who does a great job covering Broncos and the Nuggets, had a chance to sit down with the Nuggets owner and was asked like, hey, why'd you do this? And what do you hope going forward? And he said, I just hope that our players play hard and have fun. And the thing that I've noticed watching a ton of Nuggets games this year is that sense of fun and that sense of trying hard is definitely gone. And I think that's culture, and that's what Sean Payton has built here. Like there is that fun, like the inside jokes, the hazing, all that kind of stuff, the Ferris Bueller back and forth with Bo Nix on the sideline. There's the play hard. There's the compete street over Dove Valley. Like they named a street, compete street. And Sean Payton toes that line perfectly of play hard and have fun. And it's really Sean Payton's moniker for this team. We're young and hungry. And to me, young, like part of that young is the East Coast road trip, asking for a game in Germany. That's Sean Payton's goal too. Let's play fun, let's have fun, and let's play hard. And that's what Sean Payton's teams will always do. And I love the fact that they're going to do that. I hope for the Denver Nuggets here that cleaning house that we will see as we move into the playoffs here, that they do push hard and play and have fun at least and try hard, and we're going to see what happens. I'll definitely be rooting for them, but what a wild day to have that happen. Broncos country, we're young and hungry. We got a ton to believe in. Come on, don't fire me.